Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
Programming on KCHW is supported by Parkview Senior Living in Colville, Washington. Parkview offers assisted living services for seniors, including care planning, help with daily routines, and meals served in the community dining room. Parkview Senior Living is located at 240 South Silky Road in Colville. Additional information is available at parkviewsl.com or by phone at 509-684-5677. Thank you, Parkview Senior Living, for your support of KCHW 102.7.
This is KCHW 102.7.
A little bit of technical difficulties there.
Yeah.
Like, good morning.
We'd like to take this moment of silence to,
Say nothing.
For some reason.
to do nothing at all.
We're going to take this moment of silence and say it was deliberate. Yes, that's what we're doing. Wah,
There we go.
All right now.
Flip on the camera to see Sharon surfing on her phone.
No, she's getting to the right
Trying to
space.
get to the right place.
She's going to the right spot. I know what she's doing.
Good.
It says it's live.
Doot, doot.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome to your KCHW morning show. It is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. I got all of that right today. Good morning. We are here with myself, Chuck Ritchie, my ever-lovely co-host. We have Sharon Ludwig and Paula Randall in the studio with us. And then later on in the second half of the show, we have a young lady by the name of Lori with Finding Common Ground that's going to be joining us today. They've got an event, social event going on this weekend, and we're going to talk about that. Find out a little bit about what is Finding Common Ground.
Very cool.
So looking forward to have her on the second half. And how are you guys this week?
Here.
Outstanding.
Yes.
Sometimes that's all you can ask for.
Right? And
A cup of hot coffee and being present.
Yeah. And it's the fog. It's kind of interesting out there this morning, right? It's cool but not cold and fog and right? Feels
Yep.
kind of
and
fallish.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like March.
Oh, yeah.
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 Well, and somebody was saying that this week's supposed to warm up and then we're supposed to get a cold freeze. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's true, but, you know.
Yeah, we're going to have, she's going to tell us the weather. We got some warm weather coming up,
Yeah.
followed by some little bit colder weather, but still not as cold as it
winter.
usually is. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday at the theater when we were picking up all the stands.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys were like, yeah, this is spring weather. This isn't winter. I mean, it should be like 12, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not- have we hit 12?
I don't think we've hit
so.
teens yet.
I don't think so. I think we had one low of 19.
Yeah. You know, and yeah, this is the time. I know I talk about it too much, but we need that ground out in the dog yard frozen, please. Oh, man.
We're going to start calling your yard like a natural disaster area or something.
Oh, man. You know, this is where, because it's too wet and mucky and gross to go out and, like, clean the yard. It's not the time of the year for that. But you rely on this time of the year for the ground to freeze. Then you get those layers of snow. So you clean that up, and that's for future people to deal with, not me.
Oh, my goodness. Note to self,
this
do
is
not
stuff
walk
we
in the
don't
yard.
need to talk about. Oh.
It's bad.
The visual is just not good here.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
so I'm ready. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to finally move on from the holiday season. The last of our Christmas presents that didn't come in time arrived yesterday. So, you know.
I have not sent the last of my
It's the time.
Christmas presents out.
Yeah, but
Have
you haven't sent last year's out yet.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm still working on them.
that's what happens when you order presents from like a print-on-demand service.
Yeah.
They get here when they get here. There's no timeline. They don't give you an advance. They don't let you know like, hey, this will be here on Friday.
Right.
No, it's you'll get it when you
You
get
just
it.
see the DHL notice
Which
for
is
weeks.
another reason to shop local.
Right?
Yeah.
You'll get it when you dang well feel like it. When we feel like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's very true. Well, speaking of weather,
Yeah.
let's take a look at our weather courtesy of
And whether or not you should go outside.
dun.
49 degrees North Mountain Resort.
Woohoo! I
Thank you,
love
guys.
it. All right, so today, my earrings are not headphone friendly. All right, today we have a high of 43 degrees, a low of 31 degrees. We have partially cloudy skies this evening with a low of 31, winds light and variable, and a 16% chance of moisture of some type. I'm not even going to say the S word. Thursday the 15th, we have a high of 41, a low of 26 with partially cloudy skies. Friday, the 16th, we have a high of 40 degrees, a low of 25, partially cloudy skies. Saturday, the 17th, we have a high of 39, a low of 24, sunny skies. Sunday, the 18th, we have a high of 39, a low of 25, and sunny skies. Monday, we have a high of 38, a low of 27, mostly sunny skies. Tuesday, the 20th, we have a high of 38, a low of 29, mostly cloudy skies. And a week away, Wednesday, the 21st, we have a high of 38 and a low of 28 with partially cloudy skies.
A week away, a week away, a
Right,
week away.
right?
Sorry.
Lion
I had to
King.
do it.
So this is Chihuahua, the weather you're
Last
telling
time I
us.
checked, yeah.
I know, but I meant the weather that she's telling us.
Yeah.
How much different is it at the ski hill? I know that it can be colder and it can be
Well,
warmer, but is it quite similar or is it?
Well, I know. For instance, it's about 43 degrees right now, and if you go up to the mountain, as we speak, it's 43 degrees at the summit right now, which is a little bit interesting because we have a temperature inversion right now. It's actually cooler at the base of the mountain than it is at the top. It's 34 degrees at the base, so it's actually So when there's a temperature inversion, I know we talked a little bit about the science of it one time last year, but
And you expect us to remember that?
I don't remember. I'm saying this because I don't remember it either. But
Right,
yeah,
we can look it up.
Yeah.
I went ahead. If you go to 49 degrees north on their mountain conditions, they have a link to the NOAA report.
Mm-hmm.
So their temperature ranges are actually really close to ours. They're a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
On Saturday, they have a low of 19.
So they don't have any in the 40s, though.
No,
not,
well,
not,
highs.
not according to NOAA.
Well, right now it's 40. Right now, according to this, if you go to ski49n.com, it says it's 43 degrees right now at the summit, which is
Yeah,
a little bit insane to me. But
yeah. I was just looking at the NOAA report.
yeah,
So the forecasted high for today is 39.
okay,
Obviously, they're above that.
yeah,
And then Thursday, 34, high, low of 22. But what's sad, in the NOAA report, there's no snow.
no snow at all. So yeah, right now at the base of the mountain, there's only about 13 inches of snow, 22 inches at the summit. They do have those snow makers going constantly.
Full blast, yeah.
Yeah. So, but like we said, 34 at the base, 43 at the summit, no precipitation, good visibility with some overcast skies. The surface conditions are listed with some skier pack snow and some groomed snow. 57 trails are open today, and 2 of those have been groomed. For more information about events happening live up there, you can visit ski49n.com. You also get a chance to go ahead and take a look at the mountain condition report. For those of you that want to join us on Friday morning, we are actually going to be doing our morning show live from 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort Lodge. I believe we'll be in the Boomtown Bar.
Are we going to be in the bar or the cafe?
We're going to be in the bar because it's a little quieter in there. They did say they rearranged since last time I was there, so maybe they have another little quiet spot for us. But
Do you know they're having a special on Friday, and it's the cinnamon roll French toast. So I'm hoping Emily welcomes us
wow,
with steaming hot cinnamon roll French toast and coffee, and the angels will sing, and it will start to snow. Yeah,
that happened. I heard angels singing just when you said cinnamon
roll
roll
French
French
toast,
toast,
right?
Yeah.
What
saying.
is that? That sounds like an odd combination. Cinnamon
rolls and
It's
cinnamon
it's
and
like,
egg and syrup
They use the
and
cinnamon bread, you know,
That-
the
nothing
about
cinnamon
that
sounds
bread,
bad to
and then
me.
they cook it like French toast
Okay.
and cover
Yeah.
it with dressing and
Okay.
maple syrup.
you know what I did?
We should bring our own maple syrup.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I did yesterday for breakfast? We had some you get the little pound cake, it comes in the packages pre-sliced from the grocery store. We had some pistachio cream pound cake
Wow.
and I made French toast with it yesterday for breakfast. It was amazing.
You're weird.
What? What's weird about that?
I don't know. It just sounds weird.
No, it was delicious. We only had a few of that, so then we also used, the raisin cinnamon bread.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we made French toast with that too.
I never find the raisin cinnamon bread.
Although-
Where do you find it?
In the grocery store with the bread.
Oh, well,
But-
that seems very
But
easy.
there's usually like 2 or 3 brands. But yeah, I can't stand raisins, so that was for everyone else. Ugh, raisins. Ugh.
My grandma used to have that when we would go to her house for breakfast. She would always have the raisin cinnamon toast. All right, so I have.
You know what raisins taste like to me? When I don't know how many
Do we
sweet.
wanna know what raisins
I,
taste-
that.
No, I don't know how
if
many
I wanna
sweet tea
know.
drinkers there are here. Anybody here drink sweet tea, sweet iced tea like the South?
Uh-uh.
Anyway, when sweet iced tea goes bad, it has a specific flavor, and that flavor is raisin. And it's especially you buy some of those bigger name iced teas that you get in the cooler section. A lot of those to me taste like raisins. It tastes like real tea gone bad.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I can't stand it. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
that would be bad.
Anyway, yeah,
All
sorry.
right, well,
Rant
so
over.
I have the information about what an inversion is. So
Okay, what do
this
we
is
got? What do
really
we
going
got?
to be very helpful. An inversion is a reversal of the normal order, most commonly referring to a temperature inversion in the atmosphere, where a layer of warm air sits above cooler air, trapping pollutants and moisture, but it can also mean reversing parts of a chromosome, flipping chord notes, or rearranging words.
I think-
So in meteorology, it creates stable conditions, often causing fog or smog.
Interesting. Well, it does make sense because we do have that weather advisory. We have an air stagnation advisory.
Yeah, because we've got that inversion trapping
Yeah.
air.
Well, and if you burn wood,
Mhm.
inversions are sometimes really hard on you because the air doesn't draw through the stoves right. And,
Right.
And it pushes. I
Pushes
don't know.
the
it just
smoke back in your
back
house.
back in your house. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
burn.
Wow.
So it's sometimes in inversions they tell you not to use your wood stoves.
Well, I
but
think there's a lot of people around here that rely on their wood stoves
that's right.
for
that's
their
right.
primary source of
We
heat.
did for a lot of years until a couple years ago. We got a mini split, and otherwise that was our only source of heat was wood.
Wow.
So.
Well, you know what? We talked about cinnamon roll French toast. Why don't you tell us what the kids are having for breakfast and lunch?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm distracted now. I'm like way distracted. Okay, so breakfast is Wednesday. It's their choice of bread. They can have bread.
You get some bread, kid. Here's your crust.
Well,
Water's
maybe
over
it's-
there.
Maybe they get whole wheat, white, or rye. What kind of bread would you like
I
today?
just cannot. I just can't. Okay, bread choice. They get a little thing of yogurt to put on that dry bread, fruit or juice. They can also have a fruit breakfast parfait, right?
Yeah,
With
that's
granola with fruit or juice. They can have a variety of cereal with yogurt and that dry bread with fruit or juice, or they have chef's choice. So they do have quite a selection on Wednesday for breakfast and milk variety offered daily. They really need to change that bread choice because I just can't. Oh my goodness. All right. Wednesday the 14th. Western burger. That sounds pretty good with onion rings, fruit, and juice.
Do you suppose a Western burger just has, instead of ketchup, it has some kind of
You got barbecue sauce?
Probably
Barbecue
barbecue sauce.
sauce.
Well, that's why you put the onion rings in your burger.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I like
The-
potato chips in mine.
They-
Really?
In sandwiches
Oh,
and in
yeah.
all kinds of things. It just gives it a salty crunch.
Oh, interesting. I would be
You-
afraid I would like
You don't-
choke on it or something.
You don't put potato chips in your sandwiches?
Never.
Especially like a nice ham sandwich with
yeah.
like some ruffles in
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Oh yeah. It's awesome.
No, I'm
You never
Uh-uh.
did that as a kid?
no,
Do you eat them separately?
I do.
Well, then you eat a pizza with everything together, so why not eat a sandwich with your
Right?
chips?
No, I understand
Okay.
the concept, but I
Hey,
just the potato chips. Like I had a corn chip, like it stuck in my throat, and so I'm very careful with
Oh,
chips. I'm
okay,
like,
that makes sense.
I
That's
have to
okay,
like
that
really
makes
chew them.
sense.
So
Yeah.
having them in my sandwich should probably give me anxiety.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys, for listeners out there, if you want to comment and tell us your preference. This has been an age-old debate in my house. if you can, I know a lot of people say both, but if you can only choose one, what is the absolute must-have with the sandwich? Chips or a pickle?
Chips.
Oh, see, I'm team pickle myself. I can't have a sandwich without a pickle on the side, but my wife always says chips, and it's like you hand her a sandwich, and she's like, I can't eat this without chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she will literally not eat a sandwich without chips on the side.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm kind of the same with the pickle, unless maybe it's
you talked about your pickle thing.
Yeah, I do like pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a pickle fanatic.
Yeah.
I love them.
A connoisseur. Of pickles.
Yeah,
The only time I'm like really have to have a pickle is on a hot summer day at like a Renaissance festival when that person is walking around with that big barrel of cool pickles, and they're like huge. They're like a foot long. They're giant. And you wrap them and they hand them to you with a paper towel on the bottom, and the paper towel gets all soggy with pickle juice, and you just walk around gnawing on your pickle.
Huh. Well, Gatorade. Do you know where the name Gatorade came from? The Gator. So it was developed at the University of Florida, based on the sort of the makeup of pickle juice. So a lot of times in the hot weather, to restore your electrolytes and to refresh your body, you can drink some pickle juice when it's hot.
Wow. Look at we're checking you.
Yeah, go for it. So yeah, it was basically
University of Florida.
Yeah, and the formula. That's why if you really pay attention when you drink Gatorade, it's a little bit salty.
It is, definitely.
And they put enough sugar and other stuff in there to hide the salt. So yeah, there you go.
Mixture of water, sugars, and electrolytes. Yep.
So if it is hot out and you are feeling a little dehydrated, doing a lot of sweating, instead of that sugary Gatorade, you can reach for the jar of pickles and just chug that juice down. And you probably don't want to chug it. That's a bit much to chug pickle juice.
What?
I do like sometimes on a nice hot day to have a nice cold glass of pickle juice.
Oh yeah, it is
delicious.
We are going on from here to where?
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's go ahead and get straight into our community events.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Oh yeah.
Do we need to have the intro again?
No.
Did you? I just need to get the keyboard.
I never
out of the
heard
way.
my horse come in.
We did it.
We did do the horse.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
I heard the horse.
Did we? And I just. Well, let's see. I'm a little tired this morning.
We're gonna do it again.
Know that you just blocked it out.
All right now. Come on, boy.
That poor horse has got to have a name.
It's your horse,
listeners
Sharon.
out
You
there-
should name it.
I know. Poor thing.
Good boy.
You have to come up with a name for our horse.
Bum, bum.
Yeah.
We'll name him K Chewy.
Okay.
All right, so what do we got going on?
Today is Wednesday, January 14th, and we just have the ordinary things. We have pickleball this morning from 8:30 to 11 for 18 and over at the Chihuahua JMS Gym. And you can check out their Facebook, Chihuahua Pickleball Club, and they also have a website now. And what is it? Probably Chihuahua Pickleball. I don't know.
I believe it's ChihuahuaPickleball.club.
Oh, okay. And then this evening we have bingo at Fired Up Pizza, and in between time, today is the second Wednesday, so we have Chill with the Chamber at noon at Fired Up Pizza.
Yeah, that's a good one. The last couple of those went really well. They almost had to spill into the main area because there were too many people for that back room. So yeah, I'll be there today. It seems like there were some great conversations been having those meetings. So
Good.
yeah.
Okay, tomorrow, unless you have anything else going on today.
Well, we have a reminder from the chamber that the newsletter items are due today. If you are a chamber member, you can get those items in. You can,
Okay, you're spelling pickleball wrong.
or you can email info@chihuahua.org to get that information in there. Did you get the sit and fit class?
No.
Yeah, so
I figure you have all this stuff on the calendar, so I don't need to put it on again.
there you
What
go.
was the pickleball address again?
ChihuahuaPickleball.club, I believe.
Oh, .club.
.club.
Love. All these
So
new
the
extensions.
let's see. The sit and fit class is happening at the senior center from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. today. That of course is would they call it chair aerobics? It's not necessarily yoga. Just some exercises, some low impact exercises, sitting in a chair. And it's bingo. Did you get bingo night at Fired Up Pizza?
Right down here.
Sure, they're not even paying attention to me.
No, we're trying to find the website.
There we go.
In case Sharon didn't mention it, it is community
Pickleball.
bingo at Fired Up Pizza from 6 to 8 tonight.
Yeah,
What do you guys
I
do?
did say that, but
You guys are just distracted over
We're
there.
trying to
we
find the
are. We're
pickleball.
just playing.
Oh, did you find it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We did. We had to do a general search though.
Oh. And what is the actual website name?
So it's Chewelah
Address.
Pickleball Club, period, playbypoint.com.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but you can just do a Google search of Chewelah Pickleball
Yeah.
Club,
There you
and
go.
then it'll come up.
And now we're looking at the group shot of all the Chewelah pickleball players, and we're trying to see if we know everybody.
Yeah, see, I don't know everybody, but there's a couple that I know.
Right?
Yeah,
Here's Mohan. We know Mohan.
and that's my good friend for 30 years, Sharon.
Right?
Yeah, or more than that. Because
This must be an old picture because I understand that our mayor is a pickleballer.
A pickleballer.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so what, do you want to go ahead and move on to Thursday?
Okay.
We're doing it short here.
Thursday, the first and third Thursday, which tomorrow is a third Thursday
Mhm.
because the first was on the first Thursday. Chewelah Valley and Springdale Senior Club meeting in Valley from 10 to 3, potluck and games. And that's all I have for Thursday, but I know you have other things on Thursday.
Well, the Chewelah Food Bank is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's at the Senior Citizen Center at 302 East Main Avenue in Chewelah. And there is tomorrow night, on Thursday night. It's not on the calendar, but I know they're doing for the Chewelah Valley Land Trust. They're doing trivia at the brewery.
Oh, at the brewery.
Yep.
I thought that was on the second.
I thought it was.
You know, it was in the calendar at a
It's-
different day, and
Okay, because
Yeah,
they had
trivia and
announced
stats
it.
on the 22nd.
no,
yeah.
that's actually trivia in the library. That's
Yeah,
a
because
different
they'd
trivia.
announced it as the second Thursday, November through February, and the second Thursday would have been last week.
Well, I contacted them yesterday directly, and they said yes, it is tomorrow.
Oh, because
So-
their little flyer, see their flyer,
Yeah, I was just looking for that.
says the second Thursday.
Well, I think maybe with the new year they got off a
it's-
week this month.
But you know what? Look at that. It does say January 15th down here on the bottom, so those don't coordinate.
Yep,
All
yep,
right,
yep.
so I will stop looking for the poster because that's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And Chuck says that we're going to have a KCHW team.
Yeah, so if you're going to go there and you're going to compete against yourself against us, beware. We are
We
coming.
suck. Yeah.
No, we are coming armed. We
Yeah.
brought some ringers.
Well,
So-
and they have to stop everything. Okay, this is the trivia question. Stop. Now you can answer.
Right?
So we have time to think.
Everybody, wait.
right. That's
need
how
a
it's
minute.
going to go. They're going to ask the question, and Sharon and I go like, wait, everybody wait.
Are you gonna come join our team, Sharon?
I can't tomorrow.
Okay,
I've got
okay.
some city thing going on. Yeah.
Oh, I can't
Well.
tomorrow. I have a city thing going on.
Wow. Are you serious? You're joking?
No,
Okay.
the mayor's taking us out to eat.
Oh, that's
No,
nice.
we're having
I was going to say, that sounds,
we're having a workshop.
it's a workshop.
Oh, cool.
It's a
So that we
workshop.
can be better city employees. We can better serve the city.
Well, how better can you serve the city than going to trivia night at the brewery?
No, because we're gonna learn stuff. We're gonna learn about.
Yeah. They have a whole
Right?
agenda.
Yeah,
Did you-
that's
Oh
long.
wow,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Uh-huh. Okay, so is that it for Thursday?
Will you just go hang out with your new city friends and I'll just go do trivia myself. Thank you very much.
Right?
No, we got some other folks that are coming with us. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. All right. Sorry, I interrupted with the trivia talk.
All right. So
Okay.
it looks like on the Thursday. So that's all we have for Thursday. We talked about the the food bank, which I don't see up here, and we have the senior citizens potluck and games going on. Did we talk about that?
Yep.
Okay.
Sharon and I talked about that.
All right. So
Happening
now we are
at the
on
Valley
to
Fire Department building.
perfect, and now we're on to Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. And Friday, all I have is the chamber in the morning, 7 a.m. And at the same time that's happening,
Mm-hmm.
people are going to have to choose whether they go to the chamber or they put earphones in and listen to you guys up at the ski
Up at the
hill.
ski hill.
Right.
Yeah.
We are going to be way more interesting.
Well, and that could be.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we are really interesting and really fun, and sometimes it's just
And sometimes
the same
it's
old,
today.
same old.
Oh.
Sometimes what?
Nothing. I didn't say that out loud.
Oh. I don't know what
I
he
think
said.
we are riveting. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And that's a 3-point word. Woohoo! Go
Right.
Scrabble.
And then, of course, adult pickleball.
Yeah.
And other than that, I understand they have their Legion meals, but I've not been able to find where they advertise and who is having it and all of that. But the Friday night Legion meals,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a thing from September through like May or something. But you know,
Yeah, I haven't seen a recent poster for
yeah,
this week.
yeah,
There was something last week, but I haven't seen a poster this week come out.
Well,
yeah.
If you know somebody with the chamber, go ahead and tell them to get a hold of us because
Well, it's
we
not
want
the
to talk more
chamber,
about, or not the chamber,
it's
the
the
American Legion.
American
Yeah,
That's what I
American
meant to say.
Yeah, American Legion, because we'd like to publish that, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because they always are doing things for good causes, Boy Scouts, scholarships,
Yep.
things like
Fundraising,
that,
yeah.
different
Exactly.
fundraisers. Okay, Saturday.
It's,
I have nothing
I have
except
nothing
for
on Saturday.
our guest. So
Well,
when they come,
we do. Oh, it is right here on the calendar. I don't know why I was thinking it wasn't on the calendar. So it is a community social with bingo that's happening at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center on Main Avenue.
oh,
they
it
do
does say Chihuahua Center for the
yeah.
Arts. No, it is not.
Yeah,
Do
they do
not
s-
go there.
Yeah, if you go into the Chihuahua Events calendar, it does say it's at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. It is not. It is at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center. They got the address wrong on there, but we'll talk about that and we'll
We'll fix that.
yeah we'll get that fixed. But just be aware, it is not at the theater. It is at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center.
Okay,
Mhm.
and
So-
then we'll talk more about
Yeah.
that. Sunday we have winter pickleball.
Wintle Pickerball.
Wintle pickleball.
Yes, and all ages blues jam
Mhm.
from 4 to 8. Monday we have pickleball again, single deck pinnacle at the senior center at 5 p.m. And there's no school Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. I
Yeah,
didn't-
so there will be lots of activities in Spokane normally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we have any in Chihuahua for that, but they do have that. Tuesday, the Arts Guild is meeting at 5:30 at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. So
Mhm.
if you're interested in helping or finding out what they're doing, because they're involved in so many wonderful things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And next Wednesday is City Council,
Yep.
6:30. And coming up, the only thing I have coming up is the Winterfest, February 7th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll have live music, art, food, vendors, rail jam. We're hoping they'll have a rail jam if they
Actually,
have enough snow.
we just found out. We got confirmation the rail jam is not going to happen.
Oh,
They can't bring there's not enough snow.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
not enough snow to plow it up. They're snowmakers. They can't afford to
Move
Yeah,
'em,
yeah.
to move those right now. They need to stay open.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay. And unless we got 4 feet of snow between now and then,
Right.
know.
which
it's pretty
is
doubtful.
which is not likely to happen.
yeah.
And don't forget, we have Light in the Darkness that's going to be happening on February 21st.
Mhm.
You still have time, if you're an artist, to submit yourself for consideration until the 18th. So go ahead and get your information in to the Creative District. You can go to chihuahuacreates.org and you can go to a link there and find out how to submit your information. You do have to be an existing Chihuahua Creative District member,
mhm.
but you can join the Creative District for as little as $5. So don't let that hold you back. We ask that you submit 5 items for review.
Mhm.
And then if you are accepted and selected to be part of a Light in the Darkness, then you have a 4x4 foot space to be able to set up your art
Yeah.
for the show.
And
yeah.
when is that Light in the Darkness going to be?
February 21st at the golf course at the Rusty Putter from 2 until 6:30.
Okay, because I've been to those. Those are really interesting.
They really are.
It's going
Yeah.
to be a lot of
I love
fun.
'em.
We
Yeah.
have a wonderful harpist. Gretchen is going to be back as our harpist, and then she's going to play for the first hour and a half, and then to close off the show will be Matthew Tippich,
Yeah.
and he's going to be there in the evening. So very, very exciting.
So you said February 21.
Mhm.
Light in the Darkness.
Mhm. I actually happen to have a poster I can give you for your little
Yeah.
booklet there.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. I do want to back up a little bit here to January 27th, and it's the Chihuahua Wedding and Events Alliance
Oh,
conversation.
yeah.
And this is actually kind of exciting because, well, I'll just sort of read from what it says here. It says,
Yeah.
imagine what a Chihuahua Wedding and Events Alliance could do for your business and for our community. This is an invitation to the first conversation about creating exactly that. And what this is for is anybody that offers any kind of services for weddings or events.
Yeah.
You know, if you're anybody providing accommodations, if you're a baker.
Hey, I'm an officiant.
See, yeah, if you're an officiant, if if you're a calligrapher, if you do catering,
Flowers,
musicians, makeup
music,
people, DJs. Yeah, so basically, if you have anything that you can offer for event planning, for wedding planning, we want to get folks together. And you, Sharon,
She's giving us a look.
I'm gonna leave for a minute. I'm gonna be on grandma duty. I've got a child who has her skis and needs to get to school and can't walk with them.
No!
And her dad forgot about that, and he went off to work in Colville, and her mom's in work
Well,
in
you go.
Liam, so
You
I'm
go
gonna
be a
do
grandma.
duty.
That's awesome. Grandma to the rescue.
We need like a super grandma.
We need like a little
soundbite.
Kate to be able to put on her in a
Right?
soundtrack. Grandma duty. I
Right?
love that.
Wow.
Yeah,
love
this making Chewelah a destination event for weddings is really exciting because, of course, we have the wonderful new farm that opened up for events. That the Oktoberfest, the beer fest, was held last year.
Yeah.
And it's a gorgeous venue. Right,
Exactly.
beautiful green fields, the barn, and then we have other event areas in Chewelah that could be utilized. So
Yeah.
I think this is a great idea. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and I think it's make Chewelah a wedding destination. I think that would be
Right?
really nice. Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. We certainly have the talent here. We certainly have the views.
I mean, if we're going to be known for something, be known for like a beautiful getaway and a wonderful place to celebrate your love of each other. I think that'd be great.
Exactly. So, yeah, we've already had people kind of contact and ask us about this. So this is the place to go. We'll see you on January 27th from 6:30 to 8 at the Huff Memorial Building. Bring your ideas, bring your contribution about what you would like to offer, and let's make this happen.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, and
excited.
So I'd like to talk a little bit more about Winterfest too. Of course,
Yeah.
happening February 7th. There's going to be some great music. We've got the Veterans Pride Band. They're going to be coming up and playing. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this, the gentleman Marvin O'Hearn that runs the leader of the band, he's also a teacher for the Guitars for Vets program, which if you've never heard about that, what the Guitars for Vets program is veterans suffering from PTSD. They can join this program. They get 10 free music lessons, and at the end of completing those 10 music lessons, they get a free guitar. And what this is for is basically using music as therapy for PTSD, and I think it's such a beautiful thing. And they put together the Veterans Pride Band. This comes out of the American Legion with Kettle Falls, and they are going to be working with our very own American Legion, and they're going to be playing. They're going to be performing. We've got, I believe, Old Souls and Antiques. Okay, sorry, Craig. I don't know if you're listening and I'm butchering it. I don't know if it's Old Souls and Antiques
He's going to talk to you.
or if it's Two Stones, One Bird. I'm sorry. I have it written down, but I'm not looking at it. And we're going to have, I'm very excited about this one. Groove Smoothies is going to be playing a double set.
Oh, wow. I don't know who they are.
Groove Smoothies, they do like a little bit of reggae, some just sort of groovy smoothie music.
Oh, fun.
And yeah, it's led by TJ Hoops, who's played here locally a few times. Really excited to have them come out and play. They're actually, like I said, they're going to be playing a double set.
That is awesome.
So yeah, just logistically, we're going to cut back on the bands a little bit. The bands are actually going to be inside the beer garden,
Nice.
so we'll be able to close them off and have a little heat provided. Last year we ran into some temperature issues with the musicians.
Right, their fingers were frozen.
Oh yeah, and there was no crowd because it was too cold.
It was too cold.
And there's going to be vendors inside the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center. There's going to be kids
And
area,
vendors
bingo.
inside of the Bradleys.
Yeah, and vendors inside Bradley's Taekwondo. So things are going to be moving a little more indoors because the weather in February can be very, very, very unpredictable. And the expense of doing everything outdoors is a lot. So
Right? I'm excited. This will be fun because then it'll still be walking. It'll still be the festival, but you won't have to be standing outside so much in the cold.
Exactly.
I'm having a lot of fun going over here looking at the Guitars for Vets. So great webpage if you want more information. Definitely just type in guitars, 4 vets.org, and it will bring up all of the information about this really, really neat organization. And now, what's she going to do now? I'm going to type in Winterfest and see what happens.
So yeah, if you're interested in learning more about the Guitars for Vets program, it is guitarsforvets.org.
I said that.
Oh, did you?
I did.
You probably did, and I probably just wasn't paying attention.
Right. I even said the guitar's the number 4.
Yeah, you know what? You did. You did.
Just saying.
I was too busy looking it up. And look at that. Steve from Bellevue just donated $400 to the program.
I know. They're like regular contributions down there at the bottom. I think that. Do you wonder sometimes if those are real? Like if they're like randomly generated? Because so many people are donating like all the time, it looks like. And it's like, okay, are they just going through or these
I think
live?
I think a lot of those go through people that have donated. I don't know if they're live. I know sometimes you go to a website and it's live, but I don't know.
Like, well, I don't know about that.
Well, maybe if you're listening right now, you can go donate, and we can test the theory.
Right? Okay, keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Right, and if you do search for Chewelah Winterfest, it will bring you up with all the information on the chamber website.
Mhm.
Don't miss a thing. I wonder if the vendors are listed. Amazing artisans. Nope. Okay. How about Nope. Okay. Yep. It's going to be an awesome event.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know there's quite a few vendors. I don't know if they're all listed or not yet, but yeah.
I'm excited, and my favorite part is the art show. The art show Winterfest.
Yeah.
You know, his posters are always so beautiful, and then you walk in the gallery and you look at all the beautiful art. And that is one of my favorite. I have a hard time going into Trails End because I walk in the door and I stop and I block the door because I'm just like the beauty like hits me, and my jaw opens, right, and then I have to like take one step and I can only look on one side.
Which by the
too beautiful.
Which by the way, this month the Trails End Art Gallery is celebrating 10 years.
Wow.
Of being in existence, yeah. Yeah,
oh
so
my
it's
gosh.
very, very exciting
That's
stuff.
very exciting.
Right?
We can have a party for Trails
I think they already
End.
did last week during the art walk.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But we should get Tim on and talk to him about it.
We should. We should have a major party. We should like celebrate Trails End and all of the wonderful things Tim has brought to this community.
Well, it'll be a 10-year anniversary all year this year. So there's
exactly.
that. Yeah.
He's gonna get sick of us talking about it.
Right? Tim.
He's shaking his head right now. I can just see him. Oh my goodness. Well, cool. Our guests are actually here.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a break a little earlier than usual. We don't have a whole lot of stuff on the calendar, so let's,
Yeah.
Of course, we also don't have our birthday calendar yet.
See?
Talking to you, Lions Club. Where's our calendar?
Where's the calendars? I hear they're being handed out.
Right.
Oh, how fun. Okay.
All right, so with that said, let's go and take our break. We're going to listen to some news. We're going to thank our sponsors. We'll be right back after the break with our guests from Finding Common Ground.
Mm-hmm.
So stick around. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio. Support for KCHW comes from Thrive Broadband. Thrive Broadband provides fiber internet and phone service to homes and businesses throughout Chewelah. Thrive's fiber network features equal upload and download speeds, supporting streaming, online learning, and business connectivity all at the same time. More information about Thrive's broadband services can be found online at thrivebroadband.com or by phone at 509-935-3500. KCHW would like to thank Thrive Broadband for supporting community radio in Northeast Washington.
It's 8:05.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
The Public News Service Joe Newscast, January the 14th, 2026. I'm Mike Clifford. 6 federal prosecutors in Minnesota resigned on Tuesday over the Justice Department's push to investigate the widow of a woman killed by an ICE agent and the department's reluctance to investigate the shooter according to people with knowledge of their decision. That for the New York Times. They report Joseph Thompson, who was second in command at the U.S. Attorney's Office and oversaw a sprawling fraud investigation that has roiled Minnesota's political landscape, was among those who quit Tuesday, according to 3 people with knowledge of the decision. Meantime, labor leaders in Minnesota say the surge of federal agents in and around Minneapolis and St. Paul is having a clear impact on workers.
In recent days, social media videos have circulated that show 2 local Target employees who were reported to be U.S. citizens being aggressively arrested by ICE agents while on the job. They were later released, but Adam Evanstead with the local office for the United Food and Commercial Workers, or UFCW, says incidents like those are having a chilling effect on his members.
We have many who are American citizens who are afraid to go to work simply because of the color of their skin.
UFCW Local 1189 represents more than 10,000 people working in retail, healthcare, meatpacking, manufacturing, and other industries. Evanstead says his union is talking to business owners and hopes they'll take a lenient approach with workers afraid to show up. State Representative Michael Howard, who represents the district where the Target arrests occurred, is among critics demanding ICE agents leave the state. The Department of Homeland Security alleges that one of those arrested assaulted federal officers. Evanstead says the current approach toward immigration is disruptive to not only the lives of the workers themselves, but business operations around the state. This is Mike Moen for Minnesota News Connection. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
And Thursday of this week is the last day of open enrollment for the Federal Affordable Care Act marketplace. Hundreds of thousands of Arizona families are facing higher health care premiums after ACA enhanced subsidies expired.
The U.S. House passed legislation to extend the subsidies, but it's still awaiting action in the U.S. Senate. Biden administration health policy advisor Jessica Schubel says 1.5 million people have already dropped their ACA plans because they're no longer affordable.
Folks across the country, and particularly in Arizona, have already seen their premiums increase substantially from last year. And so I just want to be upfront that the damage has been done in terms of seeing increased healthcare costs.
Although the bill to extend ACA premiums passed the House with bipartisan support, Schubel says it has no traction in the Senate. I'm Mark Moran.
This is Public News Service. In Missouri, a lawmaker is renewing an effort to allow people brought to the U.S. as children under the Deferred Actions for Childhood Arrivals Act, or DACA, to qualify for professional licenses if they have completed their education and passed required exams.
Democratic Representative Ray Reed of Brentwood introduced the bill. He says he was inspired after learning about a St. Louis woman who did everything required to become a nurse, only to be blocked at the finish line.
When it came time for her to get her nursing license, the state of Missouri said, thanks for paying your taxes, but because you are not a U.S. citizen, we will not license you to be a nurse in the state of Missouri.
He notes this rejection came even as Missouri faces critical shortages in nursing and other key fields. He says his bill would remove state barriers that prevent qualified DACA recipients from working in the fields they are licensed in. The legislation received its second reading in the Missouri House and now awaits assignment to a committee. Crystal Blair reporting.
And funds are being distributed from a federal tax credit program that sent billions to support projects in low wealth and rural communities, including in North Carolina. The New Markets Tax Credit Program, which began back in 2000, allocated $10 billion in December, the largest sum in the program's history.
The money will be distributed through financial intermediaries known as community development entities. The YMCA of Northwest North Carolina and Winston-Salem is a past recipient, receiving $8 million for renovations at its Winston Lake location. Donna Rogers, the vice president of the organization, says the program helped address critical needs, including roof, HVAC, and plumbing improvements.
It also was the prime opportunity for us to have major community partners with other community agencies to have a holistic approach to addressing economic mobility, health disparities, and access to just in general holistic programming and intergenerational programming.
I'm Eric Tegedoff reporting.
Finally, Arkansas is home to several organic farms that offer a variety of sustainability-grown products, including vegetables, meats, and eggs. A new report shows how organic farming has quietly become the most reliable path to profitability for farmers.
Andrew Smith, Chief Scientific Officer with the Rodale Institute, says organic farms are seeing significantly higher margins than conventional farms, and those returns are impacting entire regions.
Counties and actually surrounding counties that have higher numbers of organic farms have increased median incomes and reduced poverty rates.
The Arkansas Organic Agriculture Project is a statewide effort to help farmers transition to organic production and promote diversity within the agricultural industry. I'm Frida Ross reporting.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
It's 8:11.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
And by
Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
Programming brought to you by Ryan Moore, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Deer Park, Washington. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Edward Jones is a firm that helps individuals and business owners achieve their financial goals. More information is available at edwardjones.com or by calling 509-276-2974. Edward Jones, member SIPC, with locations in Deer Park and Chewelah.
This is KCHW 102.7.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah. Yeah. Good boy.
We still need a name for our horse.
I know. We need a contest.
Good
Name the
morning.
horse.
Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We are back with myself, Chuck Ritchie. Of course, my ever lovely co-hosts are still here. Well, Sharon's back again, really. Sharon Ludwig, Paula
back
Randall.
again.
And we have our very special guests from Finding Common Ground. They are here in the studio with us. I'll go ahead and let you guys introduce yourself. Let's go ahead and start over here with you, Lori.
Hi, I'm Lori Thorpe.
Oh, get a little closer to that microphone for me, Lori.
Hi, I'm Lori Thorpe.
Hi, Lori. And go ahead, Scott.
My name is Scott Frederick.
Well, nice to meet you guys. So you guys are here today, Finding Common Ground, right? That's the correct name for the organization.
Yep.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what Finding Common Ground is, and then we'll get into the event and what's happening Saturday.
Sweet. So Finding Common Ground started right about a year ago, January 18th. A group of 25 people got together in Colville, and then in March, 65 people got together and talked about what we wanted in our communities. And the focus was on really bridging the divide, wanting to build skills to talk to our estranged families and our estranged neighbors. And out of that, over the last year, we've formed a nonprofit called Finding Common Ground.
Nice. And did you say strange or estranged?
Estranged.
Estranged. and strange.
I know some of my neighbors are strange, but I love them anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, no, that's me. I'm the strange
I was
neighbor.
just going to say, wait a minute here. Look at I can't say anything. We have 22 reindeer in our yard, so
Right,
you know,
true.
Not one to talk.
So tell us again when did you guys now form, and how what's the timeline for all this, and how long you guys been around?
Well, again, 1 year. January was the first meeting, and then another meeting in March. And then since then, we've been doing community socials every other month, either in Colville, Chewelah, Kettle Falls. We've been rotating every other month. The idea is to build community and build skills. So the community social coming up on Saturday is the 5th one.
Okay.
Nice.
So tell us a little bit about sort of the reasoning behind starting this organization. Scott, do you want to go?
I'm raising my hand saying, call on me.
Put me in, Coach.
I personally I really kind of fell in love with the whole idea. Around in January, I was looking at my family, and everybody was kind of estranged, as you said. I've got people that I love dearly that are on maybe the left side of one aisle, and people that are on the other side of the aisle. And it's like, gosh, can't we all? I mean, we all love each other. Can we not agree on things? And so when I heard Lori's presentation, I thought, man, I need to get involved with this, because it actually just spoke to my heart that I want to be able to have a conversation. I want to be able to sit down and have Thanksgiving dinner with my family. I want to sit down and have with friends and neighbors and agree that we all love each other, despite we might have varying opinions or differing opinions. And so the tagline that I really keep stuck in my head is that there's much more that unites us than divides us. And so from that, in about February or so when we met, I just thought, man, I'm all in. I want to do this as much as I possibly can. So
yeah.
And everybody that we've talked to, if I just say that, man, my family is over here on the right or the left, and the other side of the family is here, it seems to really resonate with people. And so it's been easy to have conversations with people, because it really resonates with a lot of folks that I've talked to.
Yeah. One of my daughters said she had to unfriend one of my sisters because of all the political stuff she put on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it exactly.
I get that, and I think too, this is really great. If you look at the last, I would say 10 years or so in politics, it seems like there's been a whole lot of a bigger divide than I've ever seen in my lifetime, and I think a lot of people could argue a bigger divide in our country than we've had in 100+ years. And it's really disheartening, and it's hard to function as a society like this.
Right.
And the way I view it is, we spent the last 10 years yelling, screaming at each other, getting in each other's faces, and it's done absolutely nothing but make things worse.
Yeah.
And I think I don't want to get into, any kind of conspiracies or any of that, but I think there's forces at work that are just sitting back laughing at it and sort of, helping keep this divide going. And I think the way forward, the way out of this, is to just stop.
To find common ground.
Yelling at each other and to find common ground.
And that's why we did this. I mean, it's no small thing to start an initiative.
Yeah.
But the loudness was so strong from the very beginning. I even talked to a lot of local politicians, a lot of community leaders, and the minute you say finding common ground, people get a picture in their head, and everybody goes, "Oh yeah, we need that." And that being said, we know that it's not that easy. If it was, we'd be living in a more civil society.
Right.
So it is work. It's acknowledging that we want it and then moving toward it.
Oh, absolutely. And what I found too, and in this job, it's helped a lot, because I mean, admittedly, in my past, I've been a keyboard warrior, not proud of it, but
Sure.
When you just stop and have conversations with people, you really do discover that, wait a minute, this person, we do want the same things.
Yes.
We all want the same things from our community. We all want the same things, for our lives, to live a better life, to make more money, to, be more secure, to have more fun, whatever it is. We pretty much all want the same thing. And to sit there and scream in each other's faces, it just
doesn't work.
It just creates those walls that get higher and higher.
Yep.
And you don't realize, you just focus on the one or two differences we have, and then you forget about the 95% of the stuff that we do have in common.
Yep.
And a lot of times when you can sit and have that conversation, you realize you take the time to talk the things through and word things in a way that make you do understand, oh wait, we're kind of talking about the same thing here.
Yeah.
Just in a different way. So
Or just picking the subject.
What's that?
Right? Picking the subject also, right? You don't start a conversation with the hardest topic first. You have to find that common ground. You have to find that. And what do we all want? We all want to live our lives. We want to have a nice home. We want to have a nice community. We want to our families to be taken care of. We want, we all kind of want the same things. We want to be healthy. We want to know that we can find gainful employment. We know all these basic things. And so starting kind of there with those commonalities, right? And then
that's it.
Opening up the conversation, even as simple as how was your day,
Yes.
How was your
those
what
little
you make for
things.
breakfast? Yeah. So
Hey, here's a
going
cup
to
of
those
coffee.
Simple things.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is it, have you checked out the latest, pastry at the Yale? It's just little things, those little things that we all enjoy. That we all...
How about those Seahawks, huh?
Well, now.
really, how about the Seahawks?
Of course. Yeah, really. How about the Seahawks? There you go.
Well,
there you go. Well, there's common ground.
And the common ground isn't just a political thing.
Not at all.
There's a friend and I that we're planning a gardening class to come later this spring for our church, and there are so many different ways to garden, and yet you get produce.
Mm-hmm.
You get the end result, and so it's the same thing. There are so many different ways to do something, and you get the end result.
Although Sharon's way usually is the right way. I'm
Not
just going to put that.
I was going to
Some
say,
of us are better than others.
I say you may end up with produce when you garden.
I was going to say, Sharon got like 500 tomatoes. I got like 12.
I usually end up with a pile of dead weeds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, but so you produced
You have
dead
to water
weeds.
Sometimes I can't even keep the weeds alive. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we've
But
heard
that's
about
just
your
a-
yard because we know what's in your yard.
Yeah.
So.
But that's just a little example, I mean, yeah, Gino's dad, my father-in-law, was only one way to do it,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so when we started gardening, Gino wanted to do it the way his dad did, and we realized that wasn't our way.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And we still had, we learned a lot from him, and that's the same as any other common ground.
Oh, yeah.
You learn from each other.
You really do. That's it. Yeah. And what we find is that everybody, the first reaction is, oh, yeah, let's find common ground. But then the next reaction is, well, how do I? I want it, but how do I?
Yeah.
And there's a million ways, like we were just talking about. Get somebody a cup of coffee. That it is a reaching out. When we get together, we talk about what is something we can do. So here's a couple. Listening beats yelling every time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, these are simple things. They know what your triggers are and have a plan. So if somebody's pushing your buttons, you know where to change the subject, walk away, whatever, reach out, do something that sort of changes the tenor of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but simple things. Again, willingness is the key.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
in that listening, in some of the training I had when I worked at the school, is to listen all the way through. Because if you stop somebody, in their mind, they've already rehearsed what they're going to tell you. And they will start all over and say the whole thing again.
Yep.
So listening, interactive listening, but listening is so important. If all you're listening for is your reaction that you're going to get back, that's not listening.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you have that internal dialogue going in your head of what you want to say.
Right. And
You
if somebody
just-
interrupts you, you have to start over and do the whole thing again.
Yeah.
And when you're practicing what you're going to say or waiting for the person to stop before you start talking, you're not
I was gonna say,
you're not listening. You're
Yeah.
not listening to
Yeah.
them.
Active listening, it's a verb. You have to actively listen, which means stopping your inner thoughts and being fully present and fully attentive to what the other person is saying and actually absorbing their words, in the fashion that they are trying to give them to you.
Yep.
Right? Because all we have is our words for communication. It might be fun if we try to involve charades as part of our active communication. That would make things a little bit more interesting.
It
wouldn't
would. That would be fun.
Right? But we just have our words. And so...
Of course, my fellow ADHDers out there know sometimes that internal dialogue is harder to control than you think.
Right?
So what do you do at one of these meetings? I see that it's from noon to 2 this Saturday, and I can see that I'm going to eat.
And there will be games.
And there'll be games, but what do you do to help us have this?
So the idea, again, we've been doing these every other month, a community social, and the format is typically good food, good conversation, fun. And so, again, games for kids. And we're going to play bingo as a group. And when once people get their food and sit down, we have a little, usually 5-10 minutes about finding common ground. We give an update of things we're doing. We share what's on the latest billboard, and then we talk about how to find common ground. Somebody might share a story, and we have a tool, and then we have fun, and we get basically we're building community. It's time together is the main essence of it. So most of it is really fun conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does it cost? Is there a cost?
No cost. And even with bingo, it's $20 to play bingo. But if somebody doesn't have $20, several of us will make sure everybody gets a bingo card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool.
And that money would go towards printing and your Facebook and your presence and all that kind of stuff. Nobody's getting rich out of that $20.
Oh, not at all. And it's a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And the focus is with any donations we get is on the media campaign. We have two billboards, one in Arden, or one near Arden, and then one near Newport. And so that's where the primary focus of the funding.
Okay.
Very nice.
Now I want to drive to Arden and Newport.
Right?
Right? Are your billboards on your website? You can go to findingcommongroundinitiative.com for all of their information, for their events, for their handouts, for their schedule. So, is there a picture? Oh, you have it.
Yeah, I do. The billboard that's going up this week, both in Arden and Newport, it says, "Hunger doesn't take sides. Neither should we."
It's right here.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah. I mean, that's a true statement right there.
That's a powerful statement.
It is. It is. It's very relevant here.
Oh, yeah. And you know, I guess what would you call it? The status of being low income, you know, people that need support. That is not a partisan issue. I mean, that is people need support across the board.
Right.
You know, you look at the numbers. It doesn't matter what political party you support.
It doesn't,
people need support.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Your type of car you drive or the type of house you live in doesn't determine whether or not you're hungry.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
because my stomach growls. That was like perfect timing.
You could have.
Sometimes I'm like, are these microphones super sensitive? Because they're going to hear my stomach going.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's to me really been exciting about the community socials is, granted, we're doing them every other month, but there's always somebody that we meet and kind of joins the group and adds to our network, and they either become part of a living room group with us, or there's some people that we just had met at a community social. We invited them over for Christmas because we found out they didn't have plans for Christmas.
Right.
So really, truly, just like grassroots effort to build a network of friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of would maybe lead into our living room group thing. And people have talked about, well, what is a living room group? And the people that I talked to initially were starting this some time ago, and they called it a cell group, which is dangerously close to a terrorist cell group.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a viral cell group. And so the idea is to have a group that get together, maybe at a coffee shop, maybe in your living room, and it'd be people that you could lean on that, man, my basement flooded. I'm needing help moving the furniture out. You know, a level of commitment to a friendship that you would help them do things that you wouldn't normally think about doing. But somebody that can, you know, a group of folks that can lean on each other. And at a point, the 8 or 10 people in your living room, maybe 1 or 2 people have got an idea that they would like to start one in their living room with their friends and a network of their friends, and to include always bringing in new people to just realize that we're much stronger united than divided.
That we are a community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it really, in the short period of time that we've been doing this, which honestly, it feels like I've known Lori for my entire life. When in fact, we've known each other for 11 or 12 months. But there's this common effort that we're putting in that has really bonded us, and so many of the other people that have joined our groups. I think we're friends for life at this point in time, but it just continues to grow. So if we think where we're at now, 11, 12 months into this, where we'll be 2 years into this, 4 years into this, 6 years into this, it sounds maybe a little bit arrogant or pompous, but I really think we're building a society. It feels like we're rebuilding a society.
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds especially important for people who are kind of quiet or not joiners. Now, like Paula's an example of somebody who moves to Chihuahua and puts both feet on the ground running and gets involved. But not everybody does that.
Right.
Yeah. And then I have my church group and then I have nonprofits and different things that I volunteer in. And so, you know, a living room group doesn't sound like something that I need because I'm so busy.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
but this is interesting. I think I could learn a lot from what you're doing.
I think it's the need, right? So introverts, it's hard to get them to come out anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? It's really hard for them to go to some place where they don't know anybody. They don't feel like they're going to, people are going to look at me, or people going to, So it's creating a safe space and making
Yes.
it as part of the policy, right? Finding common ground is stating publicly, we are a safe space. We're not
Yes.
going to get into argument. We're not going to get into anything that is going to cause conflict. We are about community and finding common goals, common ground, right?
Oh, yeah.
So for those introverts, for those people who normally wouldn't go out, this is by design a safe space to go and
Right.
interact with people, where you can, have free food, woohoo, where you
Yeah,
can,
right?
where you can maybe play a game or two, get out of the house. Maybe you're somebody who doesn't have the opportunity to get out and do anything because economic times right now are hard.
Yep.
So this is some place for you to go, socialize, and you don't necessarily have to say anything.
Not at
and you
all.
can still be a part of the community. You can still know that you are welcome. You can still know that you are appreciated for showing up, for being there. Right? And you can maybe, play a game of bingo or something, enjoy a crepe. I don't know.
I don't think they're gonna have crepes there.
I'm
although
just
that-
raising the bar,
No, right. Okay. Appetizers.
It sounds like you're bringing some. We're having a meeting next week. You know that.
If I could actually make a crepe, I would so bring them. I promise.
Well, we'll invite you over. I make a pretty mean crepe.
Oh, see?
Yeah, yeah.
This is the secret cook over here.
I don't want to get too into it, but you know.
Oh.
My favorite crepe is a Cuban crepe with some ham, some cheese,
what
some
crepe?
pickles.
I heard human crepe. That cannot be right.
Cuban. Like a crepe based on a Cuban sandwich.
See, and here's the common ground. He can cook a crepe, and you can eat a crepe.
Exactly. You gotta find what you can get, right? So one of the there's a couple of things that I always like to think of, with this, and again, in rural communities, we, like it or not, we don't have the population to be able to isolate ourselves
Right.
in our separate communities. We have to work together.
We do.
We have to interact with each other. It's just a part of daily life, especially living in a rural area like this. What advice do you have for people that, we need to get through this? Again,
Right.
if you look at humanity historically, this period is going to end. At some point, we're going to get through this one way or another. And at the end of this, we're still going to have to look each other in the eye and be friends and work with each other. So do you have any advice for, as in addition to, everything else we're talking here, about ways to just sort of get past our differences and just interact with each other? And
Well, I'll share a couple things and then ask Scott to share a couple. So my my feedback to my kids is to, let me back up a second. Recognize your part in it.
Yeah.
And I can't say it better than that.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a year, and we've formed great, deep networks of people who love and support each other just out of our humanity and living here. And the minute you get into it, because we have a training coming up on February 3rd, and it's our first one. It's a 2-hour training, and it's called How to Talk to Your Neighbor.
Yeah.
And so you got to step into it. You got to be willing to do it. But the minute you step into it and you start talking to somebody, how quickly we go to our righteousness, how quickly we go to our judgment.
Yep.
When you recognize your part in it, all of a sudden the other person can show up and you can listen.
Yeah.
And it changes everything. So even as I say that, it doesn't sound that hard, but what's hard is because you run into yourself, right? It's your own judgment. Whatever you've brought to this conversation is now on full display because we've all felt discriminated against, quote, across this country. And so this othering about it just perpetuates itself. So being willing to recognize your part and then create something new.
Yep. And I think that self-awareness is a huge key. Another thing that I like to always keep in mind is, we don't only talk about our sides or who we stand with, blah blah blah. But I know the things that I believe, and I know the information I see out there, about people that think like me, and I know a lot of it is wrong. A lot of it is just basically just flat out lies and false information. And if that's what I'm getting, if that's what I'm seeing, I'm using the term other side here, but I don't mean it that black and white.
Right.
But I see the information they're getting about me and my friends and people that believe the things that I do, and it's not true. It's just flat out, blatantly not true. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, if that's what they're hearing about us, maybe there's a chance what we're hearing about them is also exaggerated or not true, or we're being fed the opposite propaganda about the same stuff.
Yep. Well said.
And something to recognize, if I can, for just a second, is we all have internal biases. It's just part of living, right? So one of the most valuable things you can do as an exercise is you can acknowledge, what are my internal biases? And we think that, but you don't really think it until you take it down. We all make snap judgments instantly upon seeing somebody, upon seeing their house, upon hearing how they speak, upon, how are they presenting themselves, right? Yep. About their education, about their socioeconomic status, about, oh my gosh, all the different things. And that's done in the first second you meet somebody. What do their shoes look like? How well are their clothes maintained? Yeah. Have they had a haircut? She says with her bushy hair going on over here, right? But and this is just part of making human. This is how we function in a civilization, is we have to make these snap judgments.
And we all do it.
And we all do it. So it's going to that space saying, okay, I have seen you first, and I've made my initial impression, right? My judgments are already beginning to be laid out. Yeah. Taking a breath, taking a step back, and saying, hi. How are you today? And opening yourself up to stop putting them in that peg, stop putting them in that space that I've already defined based on just what I'm seeing when you walked up to me.
Yep.
And let me actually listen to, what are you presenting me? What are you giving me? Who are you really versus what am I perceiving you to be?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and often how we were raised, or how our position even in our family, people will ask me questions, and sometimes I say, well, if I don't know the answer, I'll make it up. I'm an oldest child. And so sometimes...
But it works. We all come to you. No.
Yeah.
And nobody questions Sharon.
Yeah, and sometimes if you're the youngest, you expect other people to take care of you. I mean, this isn't always true. I'm just saying that how we are raised can affect how we listen or how we interact. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Wow. So let's get back into the event happening on Saturday a little bit. Okay. Again, this is happening from noon to 2 p.m. at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center. Is there anything else to expect? I know we talked about some of the food and bingo.
And I think Scott has interactions. He has commentary as well. You're being very good.
Yes, you are.
You're being very, very quiet.
My New Year's resolution is that we were born with one mouth and 2 ears, and so I'm trying to listen more and talk less. But since you mentioned it, one of the things that I tend to do when I meet somebody, and maybe it's more judgmental, you did a really good job of recapping how we do tend to judge people, but I look for some commonality. I try and look at whether I pick anything. Walking into your office today, I look around and I'm thinking, I want to talk to Chuck about instruments because I'm seeing some really cool instruments here.
Yeah.
And so that's something I'm going to lock onto with him, and we can talk about instruments. Or we could talk about shoes or hairstyles. So I just, it's either a strength or a weakness of mine. I haven't really determined what that is, but which it is. But I really do want to find some way to connect with you on a somewhat personal level. And then we can just, in my theory, our relationship, our friendship will blossom or grow from there. So talk less, listen more, and listen to what you say. And you did a really good job of recapping. A lot of times when people are speaking, the other person is already thinking, their gears are turning, they're not listening, they've turned it off because they're preparing what they're going to say. And that's something I'm working on. So I'm getting better, I think.
I'm trying to work on that. My problem is my internal dialogue will recognize that I'm not listening, And then my internal dialogue is saying, okay, now you need to start listening. You need to stop talking to yourself and start listening. And by the time you get to that point, you're already gone.
Yeah, that's right.
You
That
know?
explains so much.
Yeah, it does.
Well, there's this quote that says, most of us just need a good listening to.
Yeah.
And it's really true. It's amazing. Most people,
Yeah.
once they just get to talking and they just sort of get it out there, they sort of half resolved it themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And then it
Yeah.
usually creates an opening for some connection, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
If you listened.
I'm probably oversharing. Can I overshare?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My husband, I don't know. Daniel, are you awake? I don't know. So, the person that I most want to be recognized by, right, is my partner. Right? And so if I don't feel like I'm being recognized by my partner, it really hurts. That connection you're talking about, we all need a good listening to.
Yeah.
And that put me in mind of, oh my God, see me, see me.
See me.
And I had such a revelation we were going to a counselor, fabulous woman in town. And I was like, yeah, I just want him to see me. I just want him to, know that I'm valuable, and I just want him to see me. And we were talking about all this other stuff, and I tend to be in the newspaper a lot, not because I want to be, but I'm just, like Sharon said, I'm doing a lot of stuff, and so, and she was like, well, don't you like this? And I'm like, well, no, I don't. No, I don't want to be in the paper all the time, and I don't. I just want my husband to see me. I don't want everybody to see me. I just want my husband to see me.
Did you cut out the article?
So I think that is such a poignant statement, right?
Yes.
We just need a good listening to. We need the people that mean the most in our lives.
Yeah.
And the people, having one stranger walk up to you and say, oh my gosh, I love the way your outfit looks, or I love your smile, or, you just, you have such a wonderful energy. I just wanted to let you know you changed my day just by you being you.
Yeah.
And how valuable is that to be seen in that way?
Right, and that can make a difference for a long time. As an example, when I was married with little kids, and I was not feeling pretty, and when a young lady that was not married, just a young girl, said at church to me, "I like your hair." And I saw her years later, and the first thought I had was, she liked my hair, and she made me feel so good about myself. So those positive things can last for a long time. Those connections last, Anyway, they influence us. I just thought of that when you were saying
I know
something.
my dialogue, yep.
Yeah, because I was thinking while you were talking.
Well, and I think too, sort of going back to this, the community feel, neighbors. Sometimes we can be neighbors. We can be diametrically opposed, as far as our core political beliefs, whatever. But at the end of the day, traditionally as humans, we look out for our neighbors. We take care of our neighbors. Our neighbors take care of us. And I think that's something that we need to continue to focus on.
Right.
For example, I have a neighbor, I had my flag up. He had his flag up. Things that would normally clash. One time I was, sitting in the living room, and our ring alarm, our front door alarm goes off that there's somebody outside. I open the door, and he's standing out in my flower garden with my flag in his hands. And I'm like, whoa, dude, what's going on here? And he said, there were some kids that were coming by, messing with it, and tore the flag down. And he ran them off, and he was putting it back up for me. Wow. And for a minute, again, we talk about, we make assumptions.
Yeah.
And I was like, and so I went back, I told him thank you and all that. And then I went back and I actually looked at the camera footage. And he did. He was 100% right. There were people messing with my house, and this person who I wouldn't think driving by his house that we'd ever have anything in common, keep shooing the ruffians away from me and hanging my flag back up. And because of that, I might do the same thing for him.
You might do the same
I
thing.
would do
I heard that
Do you not know what we're talking about here?
Well, sometimes you got to be careful of stepping on other people's property.
Yeah.
But we do count on our neighbors in a big way, especially when you live rurally. You just do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And at the same time, the same neighbor, we ended up another time, there was a third neighbor that was moving, and he had hired this gentleman to move he had a classic vehicle that he was putting on a trailer. The guy stepped off the back of his trailer, fell down, broke his hand, he was hit his head on the ground. He was bleeding.
Oh my
so,
gosh.
it was kind of it was a horrible moment because we're all taking care of this guy, but it was a moment where all the neighbors came together. Like, everybody ran out of their houses.
And we do.
Everybody grabbed their first aid kits, and it was, aside from the guy, he was okay. He was fine. But
And then a broken wrist and
other
a gash in his head.
Yeah, I think he broke his finger, which was we're not going to talk about. But yeah, I think he broke a finger and a toe actually. Anyway, but yeah, no, it was just this great moment of all the neighbors coming together. It didn't matter who believed what. It didn't matter, who went to what church. It was just we're coming together because somebody needs our help. And,
Okay,
and I think
so
that's important to focus on.
Back to the social. Do you do some training or something to get us started, or how does that work?
Let me give a little context here.
Yeah.
So Finding Common Ground, we focus on in a few areas. One is we do these community socials every other month, and that's what's coming up on Saturday. And then we also do training, skill building, how to talk to your neighbor.
Yep.
We have a training session in Colville on February 3rd for that. Okay, so they're two different things. So on Saturday on the community social, it's just about getting together. I do a little 5 or 10 minute thing on Finding Common Ground. I share the latest billboard, that kind of stuff. And I do a little tidbit, some little tool to take home. And I might give folks a question or so to talk about as they eat their food and have the community social. And we play bingo and the kids play games. So it is about being together on Saturday at the community social. Okay, so that's different than, I'll say, a focus on skill building, on talking to your neighbor. That would be February 3rd in Colville at the library.
Okay. Yeah, so tell us a little more about that one. So that's February 3rd at the library. So what can you run us?
Time?
1 to 3 on February 3rd.
February 3rd, 1 to 3.
Yeah, and that's at 195 South Oak Street in Colville.
Yep.
Now, walk us through some of the things that we might expect to see at one of those skill building workshops. And unless you don't want to give away spoilers.
Well, no, I do. I'm just looking at Scott because I keep blocking the microphone.
Go ahead. Let me think about that for a second.
Okay. So this will be our first training on February 3rd. We went to a training session offered by Madonna Jones, who developed a 90-minute training session, and we went and took her training, and then we modified it for Finding Common Ground. So I do want to just acknowledge Madonna's work around that because it's a fun layout. So and Madonna's a retired teacher, so there's this great logic where you get to know each other. But there's a partner in the room. You're talking to each other a little bit about why you're here, that kind of a thing, that typical get to know each other. Then some concepts are presented about how to build trust in relationships. And then a couple of people get up there and role play over a topic. We might talk about health care, or it might be something even more local like the Stevens County ambulance conversation that we have regularly, or victim services financing. It could be a whole whatever it is, but there's some conversation around a topic and role playing and getting to see the practice of it. And then this is I think the funnest part and maybe the scariest part is there's a chat bot called the Angry Uncle Chatbot. It's an AI tool from ChatGPT. And basically, you call up the angry uncle and you say, how do you want the angry uncle to be? You want him to be sober or drunk? And then how upset do you want him to be? Do you want him to be sober and calm or drunk and apocalyptic? So you have this whole range to describe it, and then you describe your position, your position on an issue. And then you're in this conversation with this chatbot. So whatever the topic is, and there's a little coaching that goes along to try to find common ground. This little thing pops up and say, well, here'd be a good response to Angry Uncle. And you can see as you're practicing how he changes or how you can't get him to change.
Right.
In fact, we were practicing a couple Mondays ago, and it was funny. After about 10 minutes, there was like 5 or 6 of us telling somebody what to type. And after about 10 minutes, somebody said, we're making him madder. It's not working. Because again, you run right into yourself because you got the facts, you got it your way, the judgment, the righteousness. It comes up so quickly. That's the most interesting thing for me to watch is how quickly people go there. The righteousness, the judgment, and how the other is wrong.
Well, and I think, of course, we're speaking evolutionary here. I think that stems from the old flight or flight response.
Sure, absolutely it does.
And sometimes it's just built. It's hardwired into our DNA. It is. To put up those walls and fight and argue when we feel threatened, whether that's emotionally or physically, it's still a threat. And I think we have to literally sometimes fight our body's natural response,
right,
to put up a defense and get angry.
Yes,
and it does take work to get there.
It really does because the two strong emotions in the room every time are fear and anger. and people need a chance to let their anger out, and people need a chance to feel safe enough to share their fear so that we can get past it. So there's a complexity to it.
Yep. And I think too, doing this in person, really, you're not going to get there, typing on your keyboard on social media in the comment section. You just won't.
Right.
It's.
I think the social media allows us to be our worst versions of ourselves.
Boy, doesn't it?
It really does.
Because you say things, or you might say things on social media that you would never in a million years say in person.
Well, and that's, to me, that's only if you have a name that isn't your name.
Right.
There's things when I'm on Facebook and I'd like to answer and I'm going, nope, my name would be associated with that. I'm not putting that on.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because my name's there.
If I could plug real quick, you'd mentioned Madonna Jones, and you'd put a book, and I think this book was kind of the catalyst for a lot of the conversations that we've had, and that is the book called Sorry, wrong gear. That's the book called How Minds Change. And that's, when I read that book, I thought, boy, this is really a neat tool that's going to help me change people's minds. When in fact, what I realized that it's a book that gives me the tools to help me realize that it's possibly my mind that needs to be changed. And so it really opened up a lot of things, but I think a lot of our efforts have been based on things that we've learned from that book.
Yes.
And that was a really good takeaway for me, is that there's a lot of changing to be done on my side to just open up my ears and hear what other people are saying.
Well, and I think I love that concept, because we all know you're not gonna change people's minds,
right?
But what you can do is show them by your actions, by your conversations, that maybe what their preconceived notion of you is wrong, and they can do what they want with that. And that's on them to change their mind, and they don't have to change their mind, but maybe you can break through and maybe get to see them as a person, and they can see you as a person instead of someone on the other side.
Yes, that's it.
Sounds like you've read the book.
No, I haven't, but
okay.
but it seems it's and again, this all goes back to, it's not easy. It's not always easy. And sometimes the easiest way to do it is just be yourself and try not to be the instigator, but maybe they can see you for who you are, and maybe that will change their minds. I know, my personal thought processes, my beliefs in the last 25, 30 years have changed a lot. I'm not the same person I was, and a lot of that has to go from experiences with other people, and understanding that what I've been told about these people, what my preconceived notions about these people are, is wrong. It's completely wrong, and that allowed me to change my mind.
Yeah.
So
that's
I think
the magic.
Go ahead.
No,
You're the guest. I'm here
Go
all
ahead,
the time.
Well, Chuck, you mentioned that you're not going to get to change. You're not going to be able to change somebody else's mind. And I've got a really quick story. I'd met a guy, and across the room assessment would be that we were polar opposites politically.
Mm-hmm.
But there was something. He had a motorcycle, and I love motorcycles. And so I started talking to him about his motorcycle. Lori's heard this story a number of times. But as we start chatting, he took off part of his kit, part of his identity, put his flag down, if you will, and we continued to talk about motorcycles. And the next thing you know, we were getting together and having a cup of coffee. We go on a motorcycle ride, and I said, "Hey, tell me a little bit more about yourself, you as a person." And he says, "I knew this was going to happen. You're going to try and change my mind, and there's no way you're going to." And it was just, and I paused, and my jaw dropped, because I thought, well, I had no intention of ever changing your mind. I thought at this point we're motorcycle buddies, and what else is there to talk about?
Right.
Mm-hmm. But it was interesting for him to think that was my whole intent and whole purpose. Kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, because I really honestly just thought there's another motorcycle buddy, and we can go ride motorcycles and sip coffee.
Yeah.
So maybe I wasn't doing as good a job of letting him know exactly where my heart was, or what my intent of, hey, let's go ride motorcycles was. But yeah, and it was interesting for me to hear him say, "You'll never change my mind."
And I think that's an important point. The point is not to change people's mind. That's we're not. I would say finding common ground is not about changing mind. It's not going there at all. It's about listening and finding commonality.
Yep.
You're hungry. I'm hungry. You like French fries. I like French fries.
Yeah.
You don't like ketchup. I'll take your ketchup.
Right.
Well, if you read any of the tools out there, it all comes down to personal connection.
Mm-hmm.
The work
Right.
doesn't work unless I'm connecting with you as an individual. Period.
Right. And even if we go into what ends up being, we mentioned it a couple of times, what ends up a lot of times being an instigator, being a really toxic subject to discuss, and we're not going to get into the discussion, but like healthcare.
Yeah.
I've got my ideas about healthcare, and I know a lot of people do, and I've had conversations with people before. It's one that comes to mind specifically was healthcare, and when you start having these conversations, you realize you do want the same thing. It's
Over
just
and
a matter of we got to stop yelling at each other and figure out, okay, so we both want the same thing. How do we get there without getting mad at each other?
Right.
And, we all want to be able to see the doctor when we're sick. We all want to be able to pay our mortgage at the end of the month after we've seen the doctor. Which
we want to be able to not have to make the choice between paying the electric bill or buying food.
right,
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
right. We all want to send our kids to college without them still being in debt when they're 60. Which is a very real thing that happens. But yeah, it's just like we say, it's slow your roll.
Yeah.
And just kind of just
slow your roll.
Start focusing. If you start focusing on the things that you do have in common first, then the walls will break down by themselves, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We've mentioned neighbors a couple of times here, and we've also mentioned our media campaign. But one of the things we didn't put on the radar about the media campaign is it's billboards, but also yard signs, and then even vinyl banners for property owners that would want to maybe make a message or make a statement. And we can talk about the messages. But the sign, the yard sign that's in my yard right now, and I've actually got two of them at each end of the property, and it says "Neighbors first, politics second." And it's a picture of two guys. They're reaching across a fence and they're shaking hands. And granted, this is a message that we all agreed on, but I kind of jokingly say to people that compliment me on the yard sign, they'll say, "I really like that." And I said, "Well, I like neighbors first, and I kind of wish it said politics never or politics 10th or politics 20. Put it down the list.
Not even there,
But we really want it in
Neighbors
as
first.
few words as possible. Make the recognition that we're talking about this or anyway.
Yeah.
But it's got to be neighbors first.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think it's important to remember, when push comes to shove, if your house is on fire, I'm not going to watch it burn.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to go see if you're
Right
okay.
there.
I'm going to call 911. I'm going to be calling out to you. I'm going to be looking for your pets. I'm going to be like, "Oh my God, what can I
Yes.
Yep.
do?" If I know that you are hurting, I had a neighbor who had hip surgery and nobody could go and help her. And she fortunately had my number and called. Now, have we talked before then? Maybe once or twice, but I was available. I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. I'll come over and help." Now we're
Sweet.
good friends because she was a neighbor in need and she's awesome. That is nice, but it's kind of a side benefit. Everybody's usually awesome. So it's just, our neighbors are there for us. They know that you have a need, right? And you have that, even if you haven't had that connection before, but you recognize this person needs my help, or this person needs something that I can give easily, freely. That's not going to hurt me. It's not going to harm my family. It's not going to impinge on my comfort. I can do this thing.
Yeah.
And if it's 5 minutes a day,
Yeah.
hey, you need me to check on you for 5 minutes? I can do that.
It makes a big difference, that 5 minutes for
It
that
makes
person.
a huge difference. Yeah.
So really quick, I've got one last question, and we actually are almost out of time now. It went really fast. But I do have one last question. So the people that are, again, we're not going to change anybody's minds, right? And I'm sure you've probably run into it. People like, "Wow, I don't want to, blah, 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 there's nobody. We're just going to sit there and fight, and I don't want to hear what they have to say." Blah blah. People that just won't drop the wall. Either side of the spectrum, it doesn't matter. What do you say to those people to maybe convince them to come and join this?
Let's go ride a motorcycle.
Is there
I
anything
was
you
just
can
going to say,
say?
I feel like the
Let's
wrong
get-
words are being used.
Let's get together and talk about gardening. How did you get your tomatoes to grow so well this year?
Yep. How are you doing?
Yep.
Yeah. It's building relationship. It really does come down to that.
Yep.
It's not, you don't start with, "So what's your perspective on healthcare?"
Right.
You don't?
Yeah,
It's
that's
tempting.
It is tempting. It is tempting
But-
because it's so in our face right now. It is tempting.
Right.
But they're non-starters because we're so polarized, and so it's building that divide. It's a very small step.
Yep. I would say it's like Thanksgiving dinner. No politics, no religion.
Yeah, yeah.
Just leave it at the door and have the good conversations.
Mhm.
Yep. All right. Well, that is our time for the day. I want to thank you guys so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori, for coming out. Thank you, Scott. Once again, remind everyone where the event is and what time it is.
It's on Saturday from noon to 2 at the Huff Memorial Arts Center on
Yep.
Main Street in Chihuahua.
And I do want to remind everyone again, it's actually in the calendar. The address is at the theater on the calendar. We need to change that. Let people know it is not at the theater. Maybe we'll put a sign up at the theater door in
I
case
will.
somebody
I will.
in case somebody
Okay.
decides to go over there instead. But yeah, that's at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center.
Mhm.
Remind us of the time again.
Noon to 2.
Noon to 2.
Mhm.
Saturday.
Saturday.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see everybody there.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. I appreciate it.
Bet.
Appreciate all the work you guys are doing around town.
Thank you.
It's important stuff. All right. We want to thank you guys for listening to KCHW 102.7. You can stay tuned right here tonight on KCHW from, you know what? I don't have my stuff with me and my brain just went blank. We have the Bluegrass Review from 6 to 8 p.m. And then we have Dirt Road Doug in here with Dirt Road Blues from 8 to 10 p.m. Then you can join us for all of our Planetary Radio,
He's
Echo
looking
Shock.
at you like you
I know he does this every time. I'm like, sure. Okay.
But I'm not actually looking at you. I'm just, I'm kind of staring off into space in your general direction.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where that goes. And tune in tomorrow morning for the KCHW Morning Show with myself and Gina Greenwood. And we have a very special guest, an author. A local author is going to be joining us tomorrow. Her name escapes me at the moment, but we will find out tomorrow morning. It's not Tawny, but we do need to get Tawny on.
We do need to get Tawny on.
We do. She's been on before, and she's
There are a
lovely
lot
guest.
of really good artists, authors in the community.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
When they had authors' nights, I'm so surprised with the people that are just you see in the street, and they write books.
They write books, and there's a lot of them in town.
Yeah,
I
a lot
love
of
it.
them. Yeah, it's
All
a
right.
real creative town.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. This has been your KCHW Morning Show right here on KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio.
You didn't say goodbye, folks.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
It's 9:03.
Your KCHW Morning Show.